Mr. President and colleagues, let me say thanks to you. Mr. President, permit me to raise some issues on behalf of the people of Mozzarella County that are on one of the senators that represent Mozzarella. Mozzarella County, we are not happy. No consultations with decisions that have been made with actions in the county, most especially the activities of the Ministry of Public Works within Mozzarella County that have affected almost half of the district. This is the rainy season period. Some of those individuals, yes, we agree that government land, but some of them seek refuge during the civil crisis since 1990. They went into some of those communities to present. As a government, it would be good if there should be some arrangement made by giving them some compensations. And there are areas where government have thousands of acres of land. In rural Mozzarella County, government could give them some of those land, to resettle there. But to just break those horses down, and asking them to go somewhere, it's a difficult thing for the people of Mozzarella County. In District 17, District 10, and District 6, and other districts. These have been issues that have been affecting our county. Another thing I want to speak about, colleagues, during our last section, I placed a communication on the floor about special need funds. The death cases at the hospitals are increasing on a daily basis. Most especially kidney failure cases. The dialysis machine that the government purchased is overwhelmed. I was shocked when I went there. And to use the dialysis machine is $300 per lap, which means you need 3 laps within a week. If you are doing $900 a day, a week, what becomes of somebody who cannot afford? So if you go there now, notice that people are giving up.
Where is this coming from?
It's actually coming from the food that we're taking in. I want us to kindly look at the food regulating body, most especially.
So you got 1 minute left?
The food regulating body to look into that to see how best we can. They can look at the kind of food, the frozen food coming into the country, chicken wing, chicken legs, and what have you, creating serious problem. We are expecting the Ministry of Commerce to focus into some of those things for the task force to do their job. I'm again appealing to this body for special need funds. There are some of our citizens who cannot afford the costs in the hospitals. If we can come up to give them some assistance, it will be needed. Again, I want to say, since 40 years, let me announce to this body that after speaking to the Liberian Electricity Corporation, as we speak, the work has started in Bentor City, the capital city of Mozzarella County, to have electricity and other communities surrounding there. So there are much more to talk about, but I want to focus on the activities of public work and that of the special need funds for the health sector. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mozzarella, Senator Abraham Zara still on.
Mr. Presiding, distinguished colleagues, having listened to my Maserado County, some of which I agree with him, I'd like to make it clear, and we give God the glory for our return. Mr. Presiding, we would be asking colleagues join us like before, is to even more premium on the labor-related issue in this country is troubling. We need to look at it. We must be intentional about it. The labor minister increased work permit fees, which in his view was the solution to the issues we raise here, by the fact that the labor minister, instead of advertising jobs, vacancies, to allow Liberians, qualified Liberians.
Domestic debt.
No, this is not domestic debt. I'm not coming there yet. You know, so one day, the thing I can tell you is the Constitution will all maybe put on the microphone. I'm not using the microphone to campaign. I made it clear that 2029 is not in my sight. So what we must do here is for you not to be the laughing stock out there. We can create jobs and the executive give it out and then we're laughing at the point insulting you every day. The labor minister gave you all the jobs. Imagine if you put 15,000 Liberians to job to work in the private sector. 500, 2,000, 300, 1,000, 10,000 Liberians get jobs in the private sector that we create. By the laws we pass, the concessions we ratify. Imagine to the economy of this country. Imagine what will happen to the lives of our people. As we speak, presiding, I have good, credible information that cannot be disputed. That over 600 work permit just at B. Martin expired more than 3 months ago. And the people that are working on expired work permit. So most of them are drivers, plumbers, electricians. No Liberian? No Liberian? We cannot create the law, provide the environment, ratify concession agreements. And we said that the labor minister, in my view, signed a job for work permit. And we think we're supposed to be laughing. I will not. I'm not using the microphone to campaign for politics. Since 2024, I don't know. I don't have time. I'm weak, sick. 2, Mr. President.
1 minute.
Yes, sir.
I heard on the weeks.
Yeah. I don't have problem. Because I have a one be. We see one government, we can't allow. Another government, we can't allow. I'm sick of it. FPRC has been existing on Article of Incorporation. When it comes for reform, that's what we hear. I will be proposing, working with the executive at FPRC, to submit an act to establish FPRC by law.
As consultant.
So the bill will be submitted in this quarter, in the next few days. We'll also include for the legislature and the Senate, especially begin with the Senate, to review the NPA Act to bring it up to speed. Lastly, Mr. Presiding and colleagues, everything you do here to fight drug, as far as the people know, The legislature is doing nothing, send us no. Colleague, sorry, thank you. Liberia has one of the best drug laws passed by you, passed by us. But every time they catch one German dog outside there, they ask what the lawmaker is doing. Because the executive is not enforcing the law. So, presiding, in my closing, I'm also in the city in the next 2 weeks. I'll be submitting a bill to amend the authority of Criminal Code D. Criminal Code D was established purposely with authority to fight armed robbery cases. The other criminal code in this country, especially at the Temple of Justice, the dockets are overflooded. So drug-related cases got to go down the ladder of the docket because there are other cases. I'll be submitting for your consideration to amend the authority of Criminal Code D to give a concurrent jurisdiction over armed robbery and drug cases so that we can fast-track the prosecution. We do all of these things as the legislature. If the executive don't prosecute, and the judiciary in sentence people according to the law, they will look at the law weak or the legislature doing nothing. We say send people to jail for drug. They could send somebody drug-related cases to jail for 4 years. When the law says 10 years and above. So for me, it's about reform. It's about us seeking to leave legacy. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, colleague.
Next.
Graham, Vassar County. Senator Vassar County, fatalist.
Mr. Presiding, distinguished colleagues, I greet you in the name of the Almighty God. During the research, we had some challenges in getting to parts of the county because of the road and the raining season. However, we will be in the middle of November, we'll be going back to visit those areas that we were not able to visit in Grand Bassa County. We want to also bring to your attention that the city of Buchanan, the process through which the previous government started with rural electrification, and I want to stress this because I was a party on the first trip with President Weah to Europe, where we brought up the issue of rural electrification. And so Grand Bassa County is now becoming a recipient of the work that we did then. We're proud to say that today. I already mentioned it, Senator McGill, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. The other issue that I want to raise, my colleagues, my distinguished colleagues, thank you. My distinguished colleagues, I want to say that this term, I also will be producing, Thank you. I want to also bring to your attention on the national level that I will be proposing an amendment to the revenue law on royalty for minerals. I believe that it is time now for Liberia to benefit from its natural resources and to maximize that. Yes, there will be a lot of consultation on this level, but I intend to do that. On the issue of the budget, public corporations, I will serve notice to my colleagues that I will not vote for a budget this year, for next year, 2026, if the executive don't take action on public corporations officials who have refused to pay the dividends, the assessment that they've been assessed. The time has come now for us to face each other and say the facts must be presented, that you cannot take public money and use it the way you want to use it. I will not vote for the budget. If LPRC don't pay the assessment, the full assessment that they were assessed 2025, and NPA doesn't pay the full assessment that they were assessed 2025, Mr. Presiding Officer, distinguished colleague, I think it's unfair. We want to serve a notice that this legislature should not be taken for granted. We spend our time with budget hearings, we read, we analyze, and we put a lot of energy and time into it. And for one or two persons to come and say to us that we don't know what we are doing, that is unfair. Mr. Presiding Officer, distinguished colleagues, I will not, you give me 3 minutes and you already got my notice. I want to say to all of you, thank you for being a part of you, and thank you for your understanding. I enjoy working with all of you and look forward to working with you in moving our country forward. God bless all of us. Thank you.
Senator Councilman Augustine, as chair.
Good afternoon, colleagues, and welcome back to all of us. The constituency break afforded us the opportunity to visit many parts of our county. Colleagues, I have the floor. And the slow, we send back to ECOWAS too. One of the areas I pay attention to during my break was the area of education. Education. And I spend a good amount of time visiting schools, in addition to providing financial support to students and even financial support in terms of materials and what have you to institutions. But what I observed, colleagues, is very serious. And this is where I'm coming from with this question. What do we do with all of the information we provide here at the briefing like this? Every time we come back, we do this. But when the budget comes to us, these things are not factored into the budget. Now, I have a problem in our county. Most of the schools in Sino, public schools, colleagues, public schools, are in a deplorable condition. Some of them, no roof. If the roof is there, it's leaking profusely. Because of that, some of the schools have not opened. Please take note of that. The budget is coming to us. Let's look at these things and see how we can address some of the problems that our people are confronting through the budgetary process. There are students who are not in school in Sino at this time because there's no roof over their school building. I'm sure for some of you who follow the social media, you might have seen me donating zinc to many schools in the county, just to ensure that they have roof over their heads to go to school. But they should be our responsibility. They should be taken care of in the budget. And I'm emphasizing this so that we do something about that. We look at the education ministry budget, that something is done about the school. Some don't even have chair Some not even a blackboard they have. And you have to intervene to build a school building in one of the second most populated settlement in Sino that has none. Dilapidated building. We need to address this through the authorities. Let's do that. In addition to that, our city roads, the roads in the city of Greenville, the third regional county, go see the roads. They are all in a deplorable condition. I brought that to the attention of the Minister of Public Works, and I spoke with the chair on Public Works about that. He promised to help us. I hope that Public Works will help us this dry season so that some work can be done on the city roads. The city of Greenville, the roads are impassable. As it's raining now, the rain is heaviest there at this time. Roads are impassable. In the city, I'm talking about the city of Greenville. And something needs to be done about that. We will look at the Public Works budget also about how we attend to these infrastructure issues in our county. Another area of concern is the way we neglect public structures. You go to Sino County, the largest public building in the county, which is the administration building. Very beautiful building before. It's in neglect. Dilapidated. It has not been maintained for I don't know how many years now. You go to the city hall, same thing. You go to the district district administration building, very beautiful building before. Nobody using it now. The one gutter, I mean, those kind of problems are over. Public infrastructure. There's something that we need to do beyond the just talking, to take practical measures to address these problems through the budget. And for me this time, when the budget comes in, like Senator Finley said, I will not vote for any budget that does not provide support to the needs of the people of Sino. Our roads, our city roads, our infrastructure, the administration buildings I spoke about, the schools. Our students have the right, our children have the right to go to school. It's a right, not a privilege, like anywhere else. So that support must be provided. And I want to see that done through the budget. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Our donkey, are you coming or move forward?
Thank you, colleagues. Senator Nukwe, how are you, brother? I hope you are not trying to happy on the floor, as Senator Snow said, that the stress is too many in our country. So when we come here, we try to joke it out. All right? The Senate floor is not a place to joke. The Senate floor is not a ground to joke. And what I have realized, and the people of Sino have realized, is that our major problem is ourselves. We that represent our people. The three branches of government, you find the executive and the legislatures working closely together, leaving the executive, leaving the judiciary aside. But we are taking our job very lightly and our responsibility. That is why the people in our country don't like us. That is why they despise us. The executive, when the laws are made, they do not enforce these laws. The laws we make, they do not implement these laws. But because of party politics and affiliation, we all put aside the purpose of why we are here. And why are we here? It's part of our oversight responsibility to start making laws. But we come and we use the floor, Senator Stowe said, to relieve our stress. Okay. So we laugh and we joke when we come here because the stress too much. When look at what is happening in Sino County. The labor issues when it comes to the people that are there. No more employment opportunity are given to our people. Everything is on a contract base. There are laws that the House and the Senate have made that the executive refused to enforce. When I brought on the floor the issue of our water being polluted by illicit miners and so-called Class B miners taking our Class B license and giving it to foreigners, in the end, the EPA director came before us and said he don't have money in his budget to go and see what is happening in Sino and the water pollution. We did nothing. He walked out of here. Up to today, the waters in our county are being polluted more. The question I ask ourselves is, why do we come here? Why do we leave our homes, put on the nectar, and come here? When we can only affiliate with the executive and associate with them through party affiliation and don't do anything for our people. No one wants to talk about what the executive is doing and how we can stop them from doing it. That joke on the floor, I think that is why we are here.
Next.
Pepper Brown.
For every minute you take away from me, I will add it. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, we bring you greetings from the land of sunshine and happiness, the people of Maryland County. The resilient people, people who, even in time of crisis, struggles to continue to move on. I will bring you updates to committees, and then I'll use the last 2 minutes on general issues. For rules, order administration, we are currently engaged with the Civil Service Agency for the standardization of the salaries of the central administration. Right after this afternoon, the committee will be meeting with officials of the Civil Service Agency. So, colleagues, please join us 2:30. Civil Service will be here. It will have budgetary implications, and so upon completion of our exercise, we'll get back to plenary through the President Pro Tempore. The ad hoc committee on electoral threshold and boundaries delimitation that I chair will receive the final copies, official copies from legislators. We've just distributed them, so please let's read them. Very shortly, we'll be having other public hearings involving the National Elections Commission, as well as legislators for our final determination. Now, having said that, let me move to general issues. The general issues, there are two issues I want to talk about briefly. One is at the Governance Commission. A few minutes ago, we tried to ascertain as to whether there was a vacancy at the Governance Commission. For the past 2 years, we've been discussing the Governance Commission, bringing Governance Commission on this floor. And it's for very good reasons. This country fought war for 14 unbroken years. And when we assembled in Accra, we asked ourselves, why did we fight war? We said it was bad governance. For this reason, the CPA, the Accra Peace Accord, established the Good Governance Commission, which later on became the Governance Commission. But we see today the Governance Commission is becoming the grounds for the practice of bad governance. For 2 years, we've had the chairman and the co-chairman that have not come to the Senate for confirmation. In fact, the Supreme Court had ruled that their nomination and appointment was illegal. Yet, they are still in that position, managing and executing the budget that has been approved by this body. We are going for the third year. We're going to go for the third budget. These people are still there. I will make submit a communication for plenary to invite the Minister of Justice as to why the executive cannot honor and respect the decisions of the Supreme Court of Liberia. The second thing I want to highlight has to do with the applications of the rape law. In 2014, our colleagues that were before us passed a law, the harshest law, that to a large extent went against the interest of men in this country. When we came in 2015, we tried to review it. One of our colleagues tried to propose an amendment. But some of us said, given the prevalent rate of rape in our country, babies were being raped, killed. So we said, let's swallow that bitter pill until we can reverse the trend of rape in our country. Today we see that the Inspector General of Police has introduced a new phenomenon in the application of the rape law. He is asking for DNA tests from the American Embassy. This country has always trusted the decision of the police in investigation. Why now? So, in this application, are we going to have
1 minute left.
Yes, sir. I'm almost done. Are we going to have 2 ways of implementing the rape law? We know we are all at risk. But as men, given what was happening to our daughters, our mothers, our sisters, we decided to swallow that bitter pill. But now, today, we see that the law's application is being questioned. So, colleagues, we want to bring this to your attention. We cannot have the application of one law in 2 ways, to use 2 standards to implement one law. We cannot allow these things to happen before us. We know that we are all at risk. But let all of us be equal before the law. Let there be one law. Let there be one application. Mr. President, I want to thank you again, and thank you, colleagues. And let me again say, from the people of Maryland County, we're happy to be here, and we're happy to continue to be here. God bless you.
County Senator Simeon Boyman Taylor.
Let me firstly give God thanks and appreciation for giving us the opportunity to come here again to do the Liberian people work. During our break, we visited Ghana, and where the committee went to do a peaceful job. Of course, yes. And we went to discuss how best we can build our reserve. Central Bank took us there, and we were able to do some study in Ghana, where Ghana took her reserve to $32 billion. How did they do it? We practiced to see as to how they did it, and they did it through their natural resources. So we were there, and Ghana transformed her central bank because she apportioned certain part of the resources to her citizens. And very soon I'll be proposing a bill that will give the Class B mine to Liberian exclusively. I hope you will support me in doing that. And right now in Ghana, the Central Bank of Ghana purchased all proceeds that come from small-scale mine and send it out of the country. And the effects of that country is so unique. And that's why the economy of Ghana is so balanced. Because if you purchase the gold in cities and sell it in US dollar, you have that financial information coming down and you stabilize the rate. During the break, I went in the county and realized that the elephant issue, and this is going directly to Jivon, Senator Smith. You cannot find our people farming in Cape Mount, more especially the upper part of Cape Mount today, where the elephants are not given a chance to do anything major. We have said it over and over for the past 4 years, and nothing is done about it. Our people are getting angry, and maybe they will take the law in their hands. Because we have said it, yes, over and over a year, for 4 years. All of us from the upper part of the western region, Senator Boto Kane have said it, Amara, Dabaki and Jomi, I said it before she came. We said it over and over 2 years now. And the Agriculture Committee Chair, up to present, he has 2 or nothing. So we get angry about that. When I went to the county, I realized that sometimes we just pass the budget and the executive run the budget and nothing is done in our various counties. You place in the budget more than 100 million for education and you realize that you cannot find chairs in the school. And they will come back to lawmakers, what are we doing? I'm telling you, where education is a priority. I went in certain part of my county and realized that even the roof are all leaking. And the people will ask the lawmakers, you have to roof the building. I have to say that is part of our job.
1 minute.
But then why are we, no, are you going to You just come in. You are not here. You just arrived. Yeah. So you realize that everything is nearly upside down, and lawmakers are carrying burden that we shouldn't carry. So I wonder how the executive working. But I live in Brazil, and the exercise that public work is carrying on in Brazil is so massive to the extent that when they break your home, they clear the place and take the dirt from there so that you cannot find the scar of your buildings without giving the people a dime. And this is serious. There are Liberian people who took loan from Access Bank and other banks around here, and you very soon start finding the people going to jail. We need to do something about it. The public minister needs to be asked as to how he's doing it and why he's doing it. In fact, where the bill is not even before us. The last thing I want to speak on has to do with the regular statement that Senator Toyin made when we went. No, not order. You can't call me the order. When you're here, you're watching.
No. You are called to order. Hello. Okay.
Against us when he said that we were not.
Hello.
When he said we went
Hello. Order.
So please tell me the order. If it's not suspended when you have to do with our character, I will take the order because presiding.
Okay. So what we'll do, because that is important to you. Maybe you can do a communication to plenary, and then we can deal with it separately, especially so that the individual is not here. So proceed to the other issues that have nothing to do with it.
I will accept your order.
And you got more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm done already. I will accept your order because you have said it, but anything that has to do with character is nothing to do with it. So I want to say thank you. God bless you. Why you got someone?
Thank you, Honorable. Senator, do you want to? Senator, can we move, or you prepare, or we can go and come back? Okay, go and come back. Okay, next.
Next, Bon Kante, Senator Frank Kamumoy.
Can we do 2 or 3 more, and then we defer to. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding, distinguished colleagues.
Yes, proceed.
Thank you. Mr. Presiding, distinguished colleague, I want to be thankful first to God for allowing us to come back after our break. I'm sending it already, don't worry. Don't worry. You know, I shall people ruling the country. So you can stand there and see us. Bon Kante is quite stable. Bon Kante is quite stable. And we are doing everything to fast track some of our development activities. The presiding distinguished colleagues, we want to be thankful to the Joint Committee that through its work we have discovered one of the impediments to our county's development. As we speak, China Union State holds the biggest concession position in our country. And out of that concession, $1.5 million is due Bon County every year. $1.5 million. out of the 3 million that's supposed to be distributed among the 3 counties that the concessions affect. From 2015 up to 2025, we put our contribution from Channel New at $15 million. $15 million from 2015 up to 2025. Since 2014, Channel New decided to close for some reason best known to her. And since then, our remittance, social development remittance, has not been forthcoming. On the record, we have not even received 5 million straight of that 15 million in 10 years. During our investigation by the Joint Committee, we realized that Channel New York 10 farm that hosts 25,000 metric ton of petroleum product has been given out, and the volume of petroleum product that went into that particular storage terminus from 2015, the statistics is clear, up to 2025 is a little over 142 million gallons of petroleum product. If you take the average of storage fee up to the point that the committee investigated at 30 cents, you realize that Channel New York tanks alone accumulated $42 million within the 10 years. $42 million from 2015 to 2025. So the county now is preparing. I don't want to speak for Maserado and Magiri. We are preparing a very strong action against Channel New York to remit the over 11 million that she has for Bon County. Magiri is not included. Maserado is not included. So I'm talking about concession issue here, my brother. You're talking about, every time you're behind Mittal, since when? No, I say every time you're behind Mittal, since when? And you just got to know that Mittal has not performed. Maybe we just got to know that Channel New York has not performed. So, so Mr. President, that's the issue. And we have a very tough stand on Channel New York. Thankfully, Channel New York is back, and I think they may start operation very soon. So we'll be bringing a very forceful documentation to this plenary for Channel New York to remit to us our 10 million plus as a social development fund that has accrued over the year. Thank you very much. Next.
Senator Samuel G. Coker of Lima County.
Mr. Presiding, distinguished colleagues, let me take this time to extend my thanks and appreciation to you, to the committee. Thanks and appreciation to all of us, all of you, for the level of opportunity you afforded me to brief you on circumstances unfolding in Nimba as well as Liberia. So to begin with, there are 5 propositions. 1, the issue of salary harmonization of rural university teachers with that of those at the university, at the rural, urban area, the disparity is huge. So as a consequence, majority of the rural university teachers are threatening to drop their job. It's an issue that borders on national concern. As you may be aware, education is a bedrock for our nation. So we need to look into that direction. I have written a communication on the floor, and it was because of the numerous agendas, activities that were postponed or extended. The second aspect has to do with chiefs. Under Article 56B of the 1986 Constitution provides there should be election for chiefs, town chiefs, clan chiefs, parliament chiefs, and they may be re-elected, but they can be removed by proof of misconduct and only by the president. Nowadays, the chiefs have been arbitrarily removed from their positions, and the results, all of the decision is being diluted out of fear of losing their job. The reason why the crafter of the Constitution provides that they may be removed by proof of misconduct and only by the president, it means there got to be internalization, process by which you will derive. So it gives them the opportunity not to be afraid of any government that be. When the government is doing wrong, they will tell you, say it's wrong. But now, because of that situation, when the minister woke up today and had a bad dream, he said, Chief, you are removed. When the superintendent of a county Western today, they say, I had a bad dream, they removed them. I think we need to revisit that identical constitutional plan. It's serious. The second aspect has to do with the issue of financial institution that we intend to introduce or build on the floor. We will be named and star the Bank of Nima. We realized that Nima had a very huge potential when it comes to finances. A multi-millionaire company that ArcelorMittal doesn't have a deposit in Nima to pay its workers and other financial transactions. We also realized that Nima and other countries had a potential industry in the rubber industry. And when this bank is created, distinguish, it will alleviate some of the poverty on the farmers. They will take loan. So we encourage you when this bill is introduced that you please help us to ensure the passage. Then the issue of Burkinabe. We are taking it for a joke by creeping on our nation, and pretty soon we'll soon be losing land on grounds that when cultivation takes place, eventually the wildlife in those areas will be driven away. There will be drought, and there will be a lot of issues that have an average effect on the inhabitant. Our people live on farming, and to import influx of foreigners to come and cultivate our bushs. We need to look into it seriously so that tomorrow our citizens will not converge on the urban side to embarrass the government. Now, two more propositions. The aspect that has of AML, ArcelorMittal. It is our appeal to our colleagues. It is our right as citizens of Nima, as a Lugley, but a collective effort of all of us, on grounds that Article 22B of the 1986 Constitution provides that any natural resources beneath the ground under the waterway belong to the Republic. But that any action that will affect ArcelorMittal in favor of any country, whether Nima, you must be collectively involved. They require your support. We are cognizant of that. And with respect to Mittal, our citizen youth are having consultative meeting. The elders, the women wing are having consultative meeting. Upon their conclusion, they will furnish the legislator
under the doctrine of Article 17 of the 1986 Constitution to instruct us as to what they want to be enshrined in the MDA. At which time will be appealing to your consciences. While it is true that we are advocating to ensure that those things happen, equally so, we got to learn to be business friendly.
The time out.
Now, the last issue has to do with no. You know, many a times people take government property to be free thing. Hello? People take government property to be free thing. Of recent, we have observed with careful look and critical analysis that the 15 pickups that were donated to the LDEA, the form and manner in which they have been utilized, if they are not taken, they will soon be requested for vehicle.
Right to the plenary.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, that will be the last person for today. The last for today. The rest will continue on Thursday. The rest will continue on Thursday. Yeah. The rest will continue on Thursday. Today the last. He will be the last. The honorable gentleman.
President, thank you. I'm not going to spend much time here today. 3 weeks ago, I was invited by the government of Cote d'Ivoire, by one of the senators in Cote d'Ivoire, to come and celebrate the Independence Day with them. While I was on that trip, I decided to follow up on the electricity supply to Liberia. And with that, we went to a site where they are doing a mega construction. The Chinese are doing a mega construction of transformers as supposed to supply electricity to Liberia. While we were doing the inspection, the senator told me that my colleagues asked me to inform you that the Liberian government is not paying their light bill. That issue was on the floor in the Senate in Cote d'Ivoire 2 times. So they said, since you are going to meet with the senator from Liberia, please remind him that the government of Liberia is not paying their light bill. So I'm bringing this issue to you that we are receiving electricity supply from Cote d'Ivoire, but we are not paying our light bill. By December of this year, the electricity supply from Cote d'Ivoire to Liberia will be regular. Thank you. Be regular. It has not been regular up to now. It's not regular. When your light bill doesn't come in the country, you don't pay light bill. If you don't get current in your house in this town, don't you pay light bill?
That's about raising an issue.
What?
Electricity.
No, they are selling electricity supply to us. Yeah. They are supplying us. We're not supplying them. All right.
Corrected. Proceed.
The other thing is the Minister of Education in Liberia. In Grand Gillette County, our schools, our classrooms are overpopulated. We have like 95 students in one classroom. And that should be the responsibility of the Minister of Education to ensure that schools are supervised. The other thing is I have parents coming to me 2 weeks ago that the Ministry of Education or the schools have asked the 3rd grade and the 6th grade students to start paying their wire fees while they were paying their tuition. And we'd like to forward this to the Chair on Education to inform the Minister that 3rd grade and 6th grade should not be paying wire fees at this time when they are not even taking first period tests. So that's one issue. Third issue is the executive branch of government is going on radio telling people that all government employees that are supposed to receive minimum salaries of $150 per month are now receiving. That is not true. That money was placed in the budget to raise the salaries of people who are receiving $80 a month so that they can now start getting $150. But not everybody getting $150. I don't know. But that is not true. Paramount chiefs, commissioners, even some of the teachers and police and army are not receiving $150. So they need to check their books again. All of us are now in rescue government. If our citizens are working for government, they should not be deceived. Let's find that money and pay our people. Lastly, every time I came here, I always told you about river mining, mercury in the river. Mercury in the rivers, mercury is very dangerous to the health of every human being. River says, this river here, right here, St. Paul River. There are over 300,000 people in Monrovia here that are drinking water from the faucet, from the pump. That St. Paul River is contaminated with mercury, and we're drinking it every day. And EPA is saying they don't have money. It does not require money to clear people from the river. It requires a statement from the president. Call the paramount chiefs, call the superintendents, call the army, call the police. As of today's date, I don't want to see anybody mining in rivers using mercury. That's all it takes. And it's been almost 2 years now or more that we are still drinking water from rivers. And we're eating the fishes from the river. This is a serious help to this nation's population. Lastly, I want to say most of you have been reading something on the Facebook that says a woman in Grand Judah born pig. That is a pig. But that is not true. There is no biology, no genetics, no DNA that connects a pig gene to a human being, that this woman will born a pig that is 100% pig. That goes to tell us what these people who say that they are religious people and they're running home where they pray for people, they come and just lie to the citizens. That is not true. Thank you very much.
Motion for adjournment.
Bye.